Will our $55 fix solve our $30,000 problem? In 3, 2, 1. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a highly anticipated part 2 video regarding our latest project car acquisition, the cheapest Porsche Cayman in the entire world. Now, as I'm sure you guys remember, we ended the reveal video 2 days ago with this car in a massive plume of white smoke, unsure what the heck was wrong with it. But after a couple days to reflect and do some additional research, I've come to the conclusion that we have some good news, but we also have some bad news. What should we start with, Christian?
Bad news.
Okay, well, let's start with the bad news. So, you know, that whole air oil separator issue that we thought we were having? Well, yeah, that's definitely what's most likely triggering all the smoke, right? It turns out when an air oil separator fails, you immediately turn the car off and you go through the process, which we are going to do today, of taking out the spark plugs, getting all the oil out of the cylinders, replacing the spark plugs, checking your O2 sensors, your catalytic converters, yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. That's what you're supposed to do, not simply just, you know, leave the car running and hope all the smoke goes away like we did last video. I'm sure you guys already blasted us in the comment section of the part 1 video, rightfully so. Some mistakes were made. We're really lucky that this car didn't just seize up on the spot and hydro lock with oil in the cylinders. So that's why we purposely pushed the car into position today. We are not running this car again until we go through that process. I went down the Renless rabbit hole on the forums for like 4 hours last night.
Why didn't you do that first?
Yeah, oh, why didn't we do that first? Says the guy. You're like, well, just drive it again. Maybe the smoke will go away quicker. You're the one who took my rags out of the AOS. You thought, oh, well, it must not be an issue. Look, the smoke's going away. And then it all came back when you unplugged my plugs.
Well, that solidified the answer that the AOS is definitely the problem.
Okay, I guess it did do that. The good news, though, is that, like you just said, the AOS might solve the whole $30,000 blown motor issue. Remember, we bought this car for dirt cheap at auction, most likely because the last owner saw a huge white smoke cloud out the back, thought the engine was blown or bore scored or something. It still might be, we don't know yet. We're gonna take a look at that today. But they got rid of it thinking the worst, and it might just be a $55 part off Amazon that arrives in 1 hour. So we're gonna do all the prep work before putting it in and starting it up again. You guys caught up to speed? Pretty good? Okay. So we're jacking it up now. We're gonna get to the 6 spark plugs. We're gonna remove them. We're gonna crank over the engine, shoot out all the remaining oil in those cylinders. While we're in there, we might also try to do a compression check. We bought this little tester tool off Amazon for cheap. See if we have any low compression cylinders. Hopefully we don't have any like bent rods or messed up valves from our idiocy last night. And then after that, we will replace all 6 spark plugs with the new Bosch units. And then we'll replace the AOS, clean out the intake of all the oil, and then I think we're good to fire it up again. And hopefully this time around, there's no misfires, it idles smooth, and there's no smoke. Well, after like 10 minutes of running it, as we burn off all the residual. Okay, that's the game plan. Let's get to it. All right, check that out. About an hour later now, we are making good progress. Check it out. We got one clean engine bay now. The before and after was wild on this thing. Boxsters and Caymans never get engine bay cleaning because the engine is so crammed in there, and why would people go in there to clean it when no one's gonna see it anyway? But hey, you guys know me. I love a clean engine bay, and this thing was filthy, but now it is perfectly clean. So when we replace the AOS, it's gonna be a much easier job. By the way, that's probably the original AOS because that was filthy, and it commonly fails at about 100,000 miles if you're lucky. So 105 on the clock, right on cue.
Got all 6 coil packs pulled off, all 6 spark plugs out, and the fuel pump fuse pulled. So we're gonna crank over the engine and hopefully send some oil, hopefully not too much, but all of it out.
Gosh, I'm gonna look in the holes, watch it come like pouring out. I doubt it because we burned off so much last night letting it idle. There's probably not gonna be much, but better to be safe than sorry. We want all that out of there, so Christian, hit it. Let's see if any comes out. All right. Wait, what if it comes like blasting out of my face? All right, hit it.
engine oil pressure low.
Well, nothing came squirting out. I could smell it though. It smells like oil, and that's probably a good sign. But oh, how the spark plugs look. Oh yeah, those are rough. These Bosch OEM spark plugs tend to hold up pretty well. People say that when you take them out after 50,000 miles, they still look new. These look pretty rough. They had a hard life the past few days, so that's why we're replacing them. Cheap insurance. All right, go one more time. All right. That's a cool shot. We can see the piston moving up and down.
All right, cheap $30 compression tester gauge hooked up. We have a deep recess spark plug extension in there, and then the hose over to this gauge. I think we're hoping for about 100 PSI, so that's right there. Give it a crank.
1, 2, 3, go.
Stop. Wow, 240 PSI. Nice and high compression, I suppose.
Well, let's check the rest. I think we just want them to be all in a line, right? That's the bigger thing.
All right, here goes cylinder number 2. Not really number 2, but the second one that we're doing. All right. Yep, 240 PSI.
Okay. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Okay, here are the final compressions. As you can see, they're all within the 220 to 240 range, so very healthy, even numbers. Now, I will say I think our tool's a little wacky because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like 150 range. They're all consistent near each other. That's what I care about. You know, as long as one isn't like 100, you know, I think this indicates that we have a good healthy engine, that we didn't bend any rods, or that we don't have any serious bore scoring. So this is fantastic news. We're gonna throw in the new spark plugs. Christian's doing that right now. The air oil separator still hasn't arrived yet, but when it does, we'll throw that in hopefully here shortly, and then we'll go for a first startup. So if you're doing a spark plug service on a Boxster Cayman, this is what you want. The Bosch, where's the part number? FGR5KQE0. It should look like this, the Bosch plug. It's got 2 little green circles down there on the ceramic, and a 4-tip top. So there you go, that's what you want. A little anti-seize going on them. We'll throw these in. Let me take my car cover splash guard out of here, button up the, actually no, I won't button it up yet, still waiting on the AOS. Okay, next easy piece of maintenance. Air filter here, it is nasty, falling apart. Very brittle, don't know when it was changed last. We're gonna go ahead and pop that off. The screw is right there, and then of course the 2 screws get the main plate off. So it should just come out, and voila. Oh, wait a second. That's got a bunch of oil on it. Yikes, so the oil got so far up the intake that it actually went backwards through there, around there, back to the cold air intake box. So, wow, good thing we're replacing that. Ooh, this thing is nasty, look at that. Oh my goodness. Yikes. I think it's funny that the paint has a rainbow hue to it because of how much oil and grime is on this rear end. Look at this, from all the smoke, it just caked on this sheet of oil. So basically we have a free iridescent wrap job. Don't even have to pay for it. Of course, everything was going a little too well today, so the car gods said, nope, not today. And they cracked one of the coil packs. Christian's trying to fix it. You think it's gonna work?
It'll hold up until we get a cylinder whatever misfire code, and then we know that it stopped holding up.
Okay, yeah, I mean, might as well try. All right, just got word that the AOS arrived. We're gonna get this old one out. I've heard some people say it's really easy, some people say it's kind of hard because the clamps are really far in there and they're hard to access. I don't know, let's give it a go. Okay, step 1, disconnect the oil feeder line that leads to the intake here. There's 3 little squeeze clips, 1, 2, and then 3. And now, far down there, we got 2 E10 reverse Torx, enclosed Torx, little bolts that we're gonna get out. Get the other side right over here. Okay, this is a proud Jeffrey moment. I've never like done a job myself, and this has gotta be one of the easiest things ever. If I can do it, then you can do it. Just got the final line here. Heck yeah. Inside the engine, bunch of oil, right? If the diaphragm in here is broken, it'll pump it straight into the intake. That's why we had a huge cloud of smoke. That was literally so simple. On 986s, it's way harder, but the Cayman and the Boxster, so simple, 20-minute job. Okay, this is a dash for the cash. Our dad just rolled up with the parts from Amazon because mom and dad are at our house right now. It's literally Easter today, and we have a family dinner that was supposed to be 30 minutes ago, actually an hour and 30 minutes ago. We already pushed it back once, twice, and now a third time. We're really racing to get this done, and got the filter, got the new AOS, and yeah, oil changes next video before we go like full sending it, but we want to start it up and see if our problem is solved. Okay, so we got the new engine air filter, MAN OEM. Look at this, it already comes with a black piece, so we just put it in there, fasten down the screw, and then that's done. I already cleaned inside of there. There was a little bit of debris in the remaining oil, so we're just gonna go like this. Try not to damage it. But now you just tighten this screw down up top, boom. Now, slide this right into its little, boom. And we'll put the 2 screws in. That is done. Now the AOS. Alrighty, in here should be the new aftermarket AOS. Aftermarket OEM, they're both crap, they both fail, so we went aftermarket. 55 bucks, euro or something like that. Bingo, this is what we need. Here, let's compare it to the original. Looks the same to me. Okay guys, final bolt. Let me try not to drop it. Oh crap. Down the wrong hole. Yes. All right, got it in. So now tighten it down. All right, now we just snap those 3 lines back in. Listen, 1, 2, and 3. Ready? Bam. Boom. Hopefully this solves the problem. 55 bucks. If it doesn't solve the problem, then we have a bad $30,000 engine. All right, IndyCar pit crew, go, go, go. Okay, new spark plugs, got the coil packs on, AOS on, new air filters. Got the fuse for the fuel pump back in. We are ready to light this thing off. Of course, there's gonna be residual smoke for probably 5 or 10 minutes, but the hope is no massive James Bond smoke screen like last video. We are really pushing it on this family Easter Sunday, but we gotta see this one through. Okay, everything's hooked up. Will our $55 fix solve our $30,000 problem? Fire in the hole in 3, 2, 1.
Why? You kidding me, right?
Christian, any ideas? Let's do it again. 3, 2, 1. Now it won't start at all? What the heck? I plugged the fuse back in. Sure, it's sounding like... Oh, did I put in the wrong slot? Wait, slot 1? Guys, I put the fuel pump fuse in the wrong spot. All right, now fire in the hole. Yes, okay. What you doing there? Why isn't it idling very good?
No, God!
Christian, I guess MAF sensor is the only thing we didn't do.
3 hours later.
Okay guys, another update now. A few hours later, we did go back for that Easter dinner family celebration, and now we're back at it because of course the T20 security torques that we needed to get the MAF sensor off to clean it, which we think is causing the rough idle because it's probably full of oil. We didn't have the T20. We had all the rest in the set, but we lost the T20, so that held that up. So now Jay's going to Walmart. We hope they're still open. It's almost 11 p.m. I'm doing the cabin air filter. Christian's organizing some other tools. Check this out though, when I was doing the cabin air filter, so I pulled the old one out here and it's pretty dirty. What I noticed is it says airflow that way. And I'm like, wait a second, hold on. If it's up like this, airflow clearly is going in that way, but it's supposed to be this way. So this air filter was upside down. So I'll get the new one in correctly, and then that's about it for the easy maintenance items on this car. And of course, an oil change soon.
20 minutes later.
All right guys, we can't make this stuff up. Jay goes all the way to Walmart to get the whole kit that includes the T20 security bit, and what do you know, the actual like driver, kind of screwdriver looking thing to put on it is missing in the kit. Like, why?
Why?
Why is the world against us finishing this car? So now we gotta just like get a little creative. Shove it onto this. But now we're not gonna have a good angle on it. Yay. Why is this so difficult? Okay, we'll update you when we get off.
12 o'clock midnight.
All right, I cannot make this crap up. The bit that Jay got in the kit is a 6-star security T20 or T25 or whatever. We need a 5-star security Torx. You gotta be kidding me. So we're just gonna take off the whole like boot around it and just call it a day. This is ridiculous. A little more work to get the whole assembly off, but I'm sick and tired of this. All right, that was officially the most ridiculous thing ever. I ended up using like a flathead screwdriver to shove it into the security like pin and then spin it enough for me to grab a vice grip to unscrew it more, and now I can do the rest by hand. That was ridiculous. And we had to tear it up by pulling up. We thought we'd get the whole thing out. That wasn't working. So we had to go back to this, and here we go. There we go.
There we go. I'll find you some more.
Oh yeah, that is super oily. Oh man, it's got a ton of crud in it. Okay, well, I'll do it. We'll clean off real good, and then hopefully that'll make the car run properly. Never done this before. All right, let's let that dry for a bit. We'll throw it back in.
2 hours later.
Yes. Okay, plug in the MAF. Final step. Oh, is this like 3 hours later? Got it? Christian reminded me to clean inside the intake by the MAF, and sure enough, look at this oily disaster. I'll take it because this is a good sign. Our oil is coming from the top, the AOS, not a cracked engine or anything like this. So, okay, I think we are ready for our first startup now. Go. Better. Idling much better. Okay, come on. Hopefully, within about 5 minutes, this all burns off and it doesn't get much worse. It's idling good.
Yeah, much better.
Much better, all right. So obviously we got a ton of residual still, but if this starts to go away, then I think we're in business. Okay, literally like 20 seconds later, right after the cold start procedure and the idles drop, look at this, nearly no smoke. We got about 5% left. All right, very small rev here in part one. It would start to stumble and cut out. Oh yeah, there we go. Yep. Look at that, perfect, yes! No way did we just fix this with a $55 part and about 5 hours of labor doing miscellaneous things. Oh, it's perfect. Well guys, I think we're in the clear. Obviously, I'm not gonna get on it too much. I'm just testing. We'll save the full throttle accelerations for next video when we change the oil. That is sounding pretty good. Ignore how loud it is because we don't have an engine cover. Let's see how much smoke. Look at that. Okay, like 1% left. Call that a job fixed?
I knew we'd get there.
Yeah, it fought us. It really fought us. I'm ecstatic. If this is it and we sort out this car, look, no lights on the dash, no issues, everything works, all the lights, turn signals, brakes good, it's got these cool wheels. Like, this is a cool car, and to think it might be fully sorted for just maybe $100 in various parts, that is a massive win. Believe me when I say that honestly on this car I was not feeling too confident, especially when we first got it off the trailer, started going through it, and then we saw the coil pack in the rear trunk and missing a spark plug. That honestly sent my hopes just crashing down. But you know, I went home that night, I did some research, I hopped on Renlist. People always ask us like, where do you learn about cars, or how do you know specifics, or you know, common symptoms, issues, things like that. Guys, it's so simple. Type in your problem into Google and then add the word forum after it, and then it'll pop up all the forums related to your car. So in Porsche world, it's Renlist. So I Googled white smoke on startup Porsche 987 forum, and then boom, it pulled up a ton of Renlist threads. So I started going through them, and then I narrowed down our symptoms and found out, yeah, like it's probably the AOS, and yeah, it could have been a major disaster had we run it for longer with it failing and sending oil up into the intake. So thank goodness we stopped it when we did last video. I already know we're both thrilled because we're gonna be turning a massive profit on this thing. Like I said, we bought it for the price of basically a blown motor Cayman, so we couldn't have gone too wrong. The risk reward ratio was there, so we went for it. Well, we're probably gonna make like 15 grand on this thing.
I was gonna say, we're in it pretty right, and so we can give it away without too much expense.
Oh shoot, free car giveaways, that'd be sick to give away a Cayman. We did say we would give away a Porsche next. We'll probably do one of the other Boxsters, but there you guys have it. I'm not gonna fully count my chickens yet because we still need to do an oil change, and then we can run it to 7,500 RPMs or whatever it redlines at. And I think if it holds up after that, then we'll consider it signed, sealed, delivered. It's good to go, clean bill of health. But until I see that, I don't want to say anything yet because you never know. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. A lot of turning wrenches, a lot of getting dirty. People always say we don't do enough work on our own cars. So here you go. Enjoy that video. We spent the whole day working and turning wrenches, including me. It's 1 a.m. Time for bed. See you in the next one.
Say that it feels right.